Deebo Samuel, 3-year, $73.5 million max deal, $58.1 million guaranteed to stay with the San Francisco 49ers after going from demanding a trade to getting paid. Deebo Samuel is still a San Francisco 49er. AJ, what were your thoughts on that deal when it rolled through shortly after the DK Metcalf deal, actually?
He forced the San Francisco 49ers hand. AJ Brown was right to speak out, and these guys deserve their money, and everyone's waiting to see what happens with Deontay Johnson. With Deebo Samuel, I feel like it was a little bit on his side for what I was saying last week. He's been injured in his past. He doesn't want to afford trying to go and prove himself again with the fact of an injury lingering out there. He forced the 49ers hand. They paid him the money because they know he's a talent and a talent that they plan to use in many different ways. And I do find it funny that as soon as he got his money, all of a sudden there was no issues about being a wide back and you can run me however you want. And there's running back incentives in his contract now and things of that nature. So I just hope he can stay healthy and live up to the contract. So the noise about the fact that he doesn't, quote unquote, deserve that money can be hushed. I think he's super talented. I think he's going to show it again. And maybe he'll get another big contract in his NFL career. That remains to be seen.
Aaron, Niner gang happy about that deal?
Oh, I mean, you have to be happy if you're the Niners bringing back a player of that caliber. What I want to talk about AJ's point. What happened? We heard in the offseason Deebo Samuel wanted to be the highest paid wide receiver. Well, he's not that. He said they said they wanted to pay him as perhaps top 5 to 7. Well, he's the 5th. So what was this I want to trade talk? I'm curious. Was this attention grabbing? Was this
step one?
Special? Step one of what? They were already ready to pay him as a top 5 wide receiver. Guess where he got paid? Top 5 wide receiver money, $24 million a year, which is the number that was originally talked about 4 months ago. So what was all this talk with Deebo? I don't know.
I do not remember. I do not remember an initial news report that they wanted to pay him. I thought, from what I recall, that was part of the big issue was that they weren't going to come out the right pocket. And second was that the whole wide back narrative out there. So,
but that's my point. They said they came out and said they were going to pay him. They said, we want Deebo here. We expect him to be here. We are going to get him.
He said he wanted to leave.
No. He said, he didn't say anything. Deebo was quiet. Everybody was chirping. Reports, agents, everybody was chirping about Deebo wanting out. He kept putting little nuggets on Twitter about people think they know what's going on. People think they know what's going on. The rumors were he didn't want to play running back anymore. What was this all about? This is why this, to me, is one of the biggest problems in the NFL is the transparency and all the code words and what we're doing. And players are so afraid to come out and just say what is going on. Speak your truth, man. Deebo, tell us what was going on. If you just wanted to have running back incentives in your contract, tell the 49ers that. And if they don't want to do it, move on. If they do, then they're going to put them in there. But to get $24 million, which is the 5th highest receiver, that could have been done 4 months ago. We didn't have to do all this drama. Let's be on the internet during the offseason. This just makes me feel like these players want attention at times. Because everything that was what I thought was going to happen in the end, which was him not get paid as the top wide receiver because he's not, and get paid around the 5th, 6th best receiver, that's what happened. And now here we are talking about it right before training camp when all off season, all we heard was all this bullshit going on. I just want players to understand, like, speak what you want, say what you want, and move on. Davante Adams told the Packers, I am not signing a deal. He felt disrespected. That never changed. They offered him all the money in the world. And he said, I am not signing the contract. This is why I have so much respect for Davante Adams. He requested the trade, got traded, end of story. Why are these players playing games? If you don't want to be there, don't be there. If you want to be there and you just want a certain amount of money, tell them you want that money. I don't need all this Kyler Murray, Deebo Samuel dropping nuggets. It's too much drama. It's attention seeking at its best.
Yeah, but at the same time, and I understand, respect, I get your points, all that. But at the same time, I mean, you're talking about ruthless businessmen at the top too. It ain't like they're coming out and say, tell me what you want. We're just going to do that exactly. I mean, I guarantee there was some games on the other side played as well before they got to that point. So maybe even if they said they wanted to pay him this way, maybe they said they were planning on using him to this extent if they paid him this way then. Maybe then he made the complaint, and then they had to go back to the table and think about some things. I'm not saying that they were maybe he always wanted to be there. Maybe that was the case. But maybe at the same time,
I know he wanted to be
come
there.
with some BS, so he had to come with some BS.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why the players have the leverage, especially in a situation like Deebo Samuel. Like, he had so much leverage because he didn't have to sign. What were they going to do? Like, he could have forced his way out of there. If he really wanted to leave the 49ers, he would be gone. The difference is he had leverage, and it was never going to get down to him not playing. Like, it was always going to be the Niners were going to pay him the money that he wanted. That money that he wanted could have been paid back then. When he came out and said, I want to be traded, and then drop it off, like, I just felt like it's just over the top. And I don't know all the facts. You're right. But I do know that we've seen this way too many times where players talk about, I want to be traded. And then all of a sudden, no, I don't want to be traded. Like,
step one.
I don't like that. Again, maybe it's a personal thing. I don't like that. I don't respect the drama and playing it out through the media. I respect you going in there, you tell them what you want, and you move on. And if they don't want it, you demand that trade and then stick to your word, because the team was going to pay him that money, whether it was the Niners or somebody else.
Yeah. I think this is the best part of it all, is this AJ Brown tweet, which is not loading for some reason.
It's
right there.
Is it?
It was definitely up.
Oh, it's not showing up on mine. It's super weird. But AJ Brown tweeted this. Basically, all four of us got the same contract, and I'm the only one who got traded. Yeah, keep believing it was me. Anywho, go Birds. #carry on from AJ Brown, who was obviously traded from the Tennessee
But you
Titans.
see, that's the difference. AJ Brown didn't come out and say nothing. AJ Brown was quiet during the offseason, and all of a sudden, what happened? He was gone because he knew that the Titans weren't going to pay him. They knew that they weren't going to pay him, and it was done.
Yeah.
That could have been Deebo Samuel. That's all I'm saying.
And DK had the same thing. There was nothing really going on with D. It's just
he just said, I'm not going to be at camp. He said, I'm not going to be at camp.
It's just certain. I guess it's just certain business tactics. It's just stupid. It's just silly. All right.